Sorry, huh?
Before officially joining the United States Army, all infantry recruits must graduate from a 22-week program called One Station Unit Training, or OSUT. The training takes place here at Fort Benning, a 182,000-acre military installation located on the Georgia-Alabama border, about 100 miles southwest of Atlanta.
OSUT? So OSUT's a one-station unit training. It's where soldiers go instead of basic training and then moving into their AIT. It's just one station. They go from basic all the way through their AIT to graduation of turning blue with the same drill sergeants the entire time.
Within the first 72 hours, recruits are issued their full Army uniforms, undergo comprehensive drug testing, and are provided with all essential gear, including boot camp supplies and identification tags.
Right next to each other. Let's go.
Thunder Run is one of the first major challenges of U.S. Army basic training. A high-intensity introduction to the physical, mental, and emotional demands of becoming a soldier. At the heart of Thunder Run are 3 central stations, each dedicated to a fallen service member who received a high-level military honor posthumously. At every station, trainees are introduced to these heroes through physical stress, performing push-ups, mountain climbers, or a drill known as the Y Squad, while learning the stories of soldiers who gave their lives in service. For many trainees, this is where the shock truly sets in. This is their first real encounter with drill sergeants. The moment when the yelling begins, the pressure intensifies, and the transformation from civilian to soldier officially starts.
So Thunder Run in itself, you have a large number of individuals who are fresh to the Army and they are culture shocked by the entirety of what's going on around them. Their hair is gone, they don't know what's happening. So the principle what we do here is once you put on a uniform, in essentiality what you are is you cease to exist as just an individual caring only for yourself. You are now part of the team, and now what we try to teach them is that your actions not only reflect and represent what happens to your team, it also can save or cost lives.
Once the physical stations are complete, Thunder Run shifts into its competition phase. Trainees take part in a simulated resupply mission, where they must duplicate equipment arranged on a pallet and execute the task as a coordinated team under battlefield-like conditions. The exercise forces them to rely on one another to succeed. Individual effort is no longer enough. Trainees quickly learn that strength alone doesn't carry the mission. Teamwork does. People arrive at basic training from every background imaginable, and they don't instantly bond just because they wear the same uniform. Thunder Run is where those bonds begin to form.
The streamer for the Thunder Run will be going to 3rd Platoon.
Personal differences don't disappear, but in this moment, they become secondary to survival and success. The lesson behind the chaos is simple and unforgiving. On the battlefield, teamwork equals survivability. There is no time for ego, resentment, or second guessing. Every soldier is responsible for the life of the person next to them. By the end of Thunder Run, trainees begin to understand what the Army truly means by brotherhood and sisterhood. These are no longer strangers. They are teammates. And one day, they may be the only thing standing between life and death. The shark attack used to be a long-standing tradition in basic training, where drill sergeants aggressively intimidated recruits to instill discipline and test their mental toughness. This tradition was replaced in 2020 by the first 100 yards, a modern team-building event that enforces discipline through leadership and collaboration, rather than fear or intimidation. In their first days of training, recruits memorize the soldier's creed, embrace the Army's core values, and learn the discipline of following orders. Sleep is extremely limited, with recruits averaging only 4 to 6 hours per night, as they quickly adjust to the strict schedule and the physically demanding expectations of basic training at Fort Benning. The obstacle course is designed to build strength, agility, and confidence under extreme physical and mental pressure. On average, Army recruits lose 15 to 25 pounds during basic combat training, a result of intense physical activity, strict schedules, and tightly controlled meals. After climbing ropes and completing high-intensity exercises, recruits often soak their hands in ice water to relieve swelling and accelerate recovery after strenuous activity. The cold immersion therapy is intended to help speed recovery during the most physically demanding training days, allowing recruits to continue performing at a high level. The confidence climb is a signature component of Infantry 1 Station Unit training designed specifically to develop recruits' physical strength, agility, and mental toughness.
I left a case of water in the steak bed. Will you grab it?
The course is located at Sand Hill, a rugged and challenging training area within the base that replicates the unpredictable obstacles of combat zones. It features high and demanding obstacles such as rope climbs, vertical walls, and narrow balance beams that push recruits to overcome fear while developing coordination. Safety is a top priority, with drill sergeants providing constant supervision to ensure that every recruit navigates the course without serious injury. Medical personnel are strategically stationed and ready to provide immediate care in the event of injuries or emergencies during training exercises. The course includes the infamous Tough 1 obstacle, which is well known for its extreme difficulty and height and tests. Recruits frequently experience rope burns and intense muscle fatigue due to the extreme physical effort required to complete each challenge successfully. The full confidence course typically consists of 15 to 20 obstacles. The Basic Combatives course is an intensive 40-hour program spread over 5 consecutive days and represents Level 1 of the Modern Army Combatives Program, MACP. MACP was introduced in the mid-1990s by the elite 75th Ranger Regiment and later implemented Army-wide to modernize hand-to-hand combat training across all units. The curriculum emphasizes grappling and clinch work, focusing on gaining control over opponents rather than relying solely on striking techniques. Training incorporates partner drills, pummeling, clinch entries, and positional control exercises, all conducted under close supervision by certified instructors. Recruits learn to achieve dominant ground positions such as mount, guard, and side control, as well as techniques to escape or transition effectively during combat situations. The program includes basic submissions like the rear naked choke and arm bars, emphasizing both control over opponents and strict adherence to safety protocols. Striking techniques are introduced at a foundational level, focusing on open hand strikes, knee strikes, and controlled responses rather than full power blows. Safety equipment, including mouthguards and padded mats, is used during all live exercises to prevent injuries while maintaining realistic training conditions. The course is taught by certified MACP instructors, many of whom have completed Level 2 80-hour training or higher. Combatives training is designed to reinforce key Army warrior tasks, improving readiness, confidence, and soldier survivability in close combat situations. Upon successful completion, soldiers receive a formal certificate of training from their unit or instructor, officially documenting their mastery of the course.
Cross the moat and go over the wall.
The team development course typically takes place during Red Phase, within the first 3 weeks of basic combat training or infantry OSUT, and focuses on early team cohesion. The course emphasizes team coordination, problem solving, and nonverbal communication under stress, teaching recruits to rely on each other in challenging scenarios. Instructors closely observe and evaluate leadership potential, adaptability, and how effectively soldiers uphold Army values during every exercise and obstacle. Obstacles include physical barriers such as walls, ropes, beams, and mock bridges.
Everybody in the water. Everybody in the water.
The Leadership Reaction course features 20 lanes, split between 10 dry lanes and 10 wet lanes, used strategically based on weather conditions and training schedules. Each lane presents squads with mission-based scenarios, including building plank bridges, transporting ammo cans across water, and navigating tunnels, or barrel obstacles. Teams follow strict timing rules, including 2 minutes for leader reconnaissance and 12 minutes to execute the task, with penalties for violating boundaries or exceeding the time limit.
Come on, go, 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 go.
Roles rotate among team members, ensuring that each soldier has the opportunity to lead the team while others provide support or observe performance. Teams of 6 to 10 soldiers move through the lanes, with every member taking a turn as the leader, and then serving in supportive roles to strengthen unit cohesion. Additional stressors are added through restricted zones, limited gear availability, and distractions from observers to simulate the pressure of real combat situations. The gas chamber exercise is a critical part of basic training, teaching soldiers how to properly operate their M50 gas masks during a simulated chemical attack scenario. The CS gas used in the chamber is chlorobenzalmaloninitril, a potent form of tear gas that induces intense burning in the eyes, nose, throat, and skin. The primary goal of the gas chamber is to build confidence in the protective capabilities of gas masks. Soldiers first enter the chamber wearing their masks and perform physical exercises to elevate breathing rates before being exposed to the irritant gas. Instructors then require recruits to remove their masks temporarily to teach how to remain calm and controlled while experiencing discomfort. The M50 gas mask, standard issue in the U.S. Army, filters out both particulates and chemical agents, offering approximately 99.97% protection against airborne threats. Exposure to CS gas generally lasts between 20 to 60 seconds, long enough for soldiers to experience its effects and learn to respond calmly under pressure. The drill also tests the proper sealing of the gas mask. If the mask is worn incorrectly, the gas penetrates immediately, causing severe and immediate discomfort. Although highly uncomfortable, CS gas is non-lethal, and its effects usually subside within 15 to 30 minutes after exiting the chamber environment. Soldiers are advised to flap their arms after leaving the chamber to remove residual gas particles from uniforms and prevent lingering irritation. Drinking water immediately after exposure is discouraged, as it can spread chemical residue in the mouth and throat, worsening discomfort. The rappel tower is another key component of basic training, teaching soldiers how to safely descend from heights using proper rope and harness techniques. The U.S. Army typically employs rappel towers, ranging from 40 to 60 feet, simulating multi-story buildings or cliff faces, with advanced sites using towers up to 90 feet tall. Instructors emphasize proper hand positioning, precise footwork, and controlled descent speed to ensure that recruits are fully prepared before attempting full-height rappels.
Give me 3 jumps. 1, 2, and...
The brake hand is the most crucial element in rappelling, controlling descent speed, and preventing free-fall accidents during training exercises. Soldiers must master the T-brake position, which allows them to stop mid-descent in emergencies, providing an essential safety skill for real-world operations. The rappel tower simulates real-world scenarios, such as cliff descents, helicopter insertions, and urban warfare operations. The first descent is often the most challenging, but repeated practice allows recruits to develop confidence and the speed required for operational efficiency. Soldiers are required to perform at least 2 rappels, one using the standard backward technique and another employing the Australian face-first method. Shoulder-launched munitions training pushes trainees to prove their endurance and consistency under pressure. They don't have to move fast, but they must be able to move steadily over long distances while carrying heavy weapon systems and even heavier ammunition.
Yeah, so the reason we're out here is to get hands-on familiarization with the M3 Carl Gustav. So the kids are going to run through dry fire iterations, just practicing chambering, loading, and firing, as well as clearing the weapon system, and then how to properly aim, stand, and shoulder the weapon system as well.
Keeping pace with the formation demands grit, stamina, and determination. At the same time, trainees are expected to understand their weapon systems as a whole and recognize how different rounds change their capabilities. These are the weapon systems trainees may carry throughout their careers and the same threats they could face in future conflicts.
On the way!
Especially as armored warfare continues to evolve on modern battlefields. The hardship they endure here reinforces a higher sense of purpose, already shaping the next generation of infantry soldiers. Grenade training is one of the most closely controlled and most nerve-wracking tests in Army basic training. Long before trainees ever step onto the live range, they spend hours in the classroom learning blast effects, safety procedures, and the exact mechanics of the throw. They begin with weighted dummy grenades, drilling the motion again and again, grip, stance, pull, throw, and follow through until every movement becomes automatic. Only after demonstrating full control are they cleared for live explosives.
Back! Throw!
Casualty and medic training are fundamental components of both basic and combat training, ensuring that soldiers can provide life-saving aid under hostile conditions. Soldiers learn tactical combat casualty care, focusing on treating wounds in high-pressure environments using the March protocol as a guiding framework. Tourniquet application is one of the first skills taught, as uncontrolled bleeding accounts for nearly 60% of combat-related deaths in modern warfare. Medics train extensively with hemostatic dressings, such as Quick Clot, which can stop severe bleeding within seconds by accelerating the body's natural clotting mechanisms.
So honestly, which one is 413?
Machine gun training teaches soldiers to operate weapons like the M240B, 7.62 millimeter, and the M249 SAW, both of which provide critical suppressive fire capabilities in combat.
Jump.
Soldiers are trained in the 4 fundamentals of marksmanship: maintaining a steady firing position, precise aiming, controlled breathing, and a smooth trigger squeeze. The M4 carbine is the primary weapon used in U.S. Army rifle training, a versatile 5.56 millimeter gas-operated assault rifle capable of semi-automatic and fully automatic fire.
50 meters!
Zeroing a rifle involves adjusting the sights to ensure bullets consistently hit targets at designated distances, typically starting at 25 meters for basic qualification. Recruits must successfully qualify on the range qualification course, engaging targets from 50 to 300 meters, while executing various shooting positions and techniques. The Army Marksmanship Badge is awarded at 3 levels: Marksman, Sharpshooter, and Expert, depending on the number of targets accurately engaged during qualification.
There you go. There you go.
Rifle training also includes battle drills, such as reacting to enemy fire, reloading under pressure, and moving while engaging targets to simulate combat conditions.
Bang, bang.
Bang, bang. Set.
The M4 carbine has an effective range of approximately 500 meters, making it suitable for both close quarters engagements and mid-range combat scenarios. Rifle maintenance is a critical aspect of training, as soldiers must learn to disassemble, clean, and reassemble their weapons to ensure reliability under combat conditions. Soldiers also train on shotguns, such as the M500 or M26, for breaching doors and performing close-range defense during urban warfare scenarios. Fort Benning wasn't just a military installation. It was a name deeply tied to American history, controversy, and identity. The base was originally named after Henry L. Benning, a Confederate general who fought against the United States during the Civil War, reflecting a much older era of how military traditions were honored. After nationwide protests that followed the 2020 killing of George Floyd, Congress began re-evaluating military bases named after Confederate leaders, sparking one of the most significant naming debates in modern U.S. military history. A congressionally mandated naming commission later recommended the base be renamed Fort Moore, honoring Lieutenant General Hal Moore and his wife Julia Compton Moore, a highly respected military family, both buried at the post. In 2022, Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin formally approved the change, and in May 2023, the installation was officially redesignated as Fort Moore. But the story took another turn in March 2025, when Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth ordered the Army to restore the name Fort Benning, this time honoring World War I hero Corporal Fred G. Benning and shifting the legacy behind the name entirely. One-station unit training ends with a formal graduation ceremony, often held at the National Infantry Museum near Fort Benning. Graduates are awarded the Infantry Blue Cord during the ceremony, a symbol of their completion of rigorous infantry training and readiness for service. This program merges basic combat training and advanced individual training in one continuous pipeline, streamlining a recruit's transition from civilian to full-fledged Army infantry soldier.
Sir, the infantrymen of Charlie Company, 1st Battalion, 19th Infantry Regiment are fully trained and prepared to take their places in infantry units around the world.
Senior military leaders and guest speakers deliver addresses, honoring the accomplishments and dedication of the newly minted infantry soldiers. Graduation ceremonies are typically scheduled in the morning to accommodate family attendance and the operational schedules of military personnel. Photographers and videographers document the event, capturing the moment for both the Army archives and the soldiers' families to preserve memories. If you're enjoying this video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more content like this.